Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com day in brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Tuesday, December 11th at about 7:30 p.m. Whoever had the brilliant idea of having President Trump debate the border wall with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in front of cameras should be fired. Of course, the person who probably had the brilliant idea was Trump himself. The discussion quickly turned into Oval Office mayhem with raised voices, finger-pointing, and constant interrupting. At times, it was just plain childish on all sides, especially Trump and Schumer. A low point came when Trump said he'd be proud to shut down the government for border security. Talk about giving the Democrats a freebie for political commercials and fundraising. It took seconds for Schumer to start calling any future government funding impasse a Trump shutdown. Soon after the meeting, Schumer described the negotiations as a Trump temper tantrum that will hurt a lot of people. Republican leaders on Capitol Hill, who have been trying to avoid a shutdown, were dumbfounded that Trump said that he would be proud to shut down the government, no matter what it was about. On the other hand, Nancy Pelosi couldn't just walk away with the win and put her foot in her mouth, describing the negotiations by saying, "It's like a manhood thing with him, as if manhood can be associated with him." Shades of the debate over Trump's manhood during the 2016 campaign. Not a smart move by Pelosi. Before the Oval Office theater of the absurd, Trump tweeted that the wall will get built because he'll have the military do it if the Democrats don't fund it. Meanwhile, Google CEO Sundar Pichai defended the search giant on Capitol Hill against criticism of political bias, its data collection policies, and its efforts in China. He said, quote, "I lead this company without political bias and work to ensure that our products continue to operate that way. To do otherwise would go against our core principles and our business interests." That didn't satisfy Republicans, who pushed back, providing examples from their own experiences and internal Google communications that have indicated liberal bias. Pichai also insisted Google has no plans to launch a censored search engine for China, but acknowledged the company has worked on the project called Dragonfly. He also insisted that Google has not sold user data to third parties. The CFO of Chinese telecom giant Huawei, who is the daughter of the company's founder, was released on bail after a 3-day hearing in Vancouver. She faces extradition to the U.S. Her detention has angered China and threatened to worsen the trade war between the two countries. She is accused of violating sanctions against Iran and will have to wear an ankle monitor. Trump today said a new round of trade talks with China has been very productive, and he teased important announcements. That initially helped stocks in the U.S., which had another volatile session. They went up substantially, then they went down, only to end mixed. The other important economic news is that U.S. wholesale prices barely rose in November, indicating that inflation pressures may be receding. Trump also tweeted that it's fake news that nobody wants the White House chief of staff job, but reports indicate there was no plan B once his first choice turned it down. Also today, a federal judge ordered Stormy Daniels to pay Trump almost $300,000 in connection to her dismissed defamation suit against Trump. It's another hit for her lawyer, Michael Avenatti. The adult film actress says he filed the lawsuit without her consent. A man who was already considered a threat to French national security opened fire at a Christmas market in Strasbourg, killing at least 4 people and seriously injuring another 11, according to early reports. The terrorist fled after being wounded. A manhunt is on. But to get some sense of the challenge faced by French authorities, some 26,000 people are on the national security watch list, of whom 10,000 or so are believed to have been radicalized online or abroad. Russia has sent military planes to Venezuela, including 2 nuclear-capable bombers. Venezuela is a little more than 1,000 miles from the U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo blasted the deployment, accusing both countries of having corrupt governments that squander public funds and squelch freedom while their people suffer. In our alternate universe segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media, something both sides can agree on. Time magazine named murdered or imprisoned journalists as the 2018 Person of the Year. Time called them guardians of the truth, and they included Jamal Khashoggi and the staff of the Capital Gazette in Annapolis. We have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.